All right, what is going on, everybody? We're back. A little bit of a unfortunate moment. We lost Squirrel to the internet gods. They were uh, they were not having it. They were not having it, unfortunately. So I had to quickly finesse a setup stream as quickly as I possibly could, and I think I did a decent job. So hopefully, guys, thank you guys for bearing with us. But yeah, that last series. Magic Psycho. I'll let you guys finish analyzing, then we'll get into All Star Game. So you take it away. Let us know what happened there, Psycho, and then you guys can talk about it quickly, and then we'll get into All Stars.
Yeah, well, Distortion finished the series up 3-1, and pretty nicely. They were able to keep Galaxy from scoring at all in that final game, all the way down to the last second. They ended up winning the game 2-0, and it was pretty convincing.
Yeah, at the same time, you have to feel like Galaxy had a little bit more in them. But even though I wish there was a game five, it probably wouldn't have made much difference, seeing that the stream did crash. But yes, Distortion did come out with a victory, and it was a well earned one, and it was a very good series to watch.
Yeah, no, I was definitely keeping my eyes on that one as well while I was waiting for it. And yeah, it was a crazy back and forth series. I was kind of hoping it was going to go to game five. Unfortunately, it didn't. Well, maybe fortunately for us, it didn't
Yeah.
because of the stream crash. But hey, you know what happens sometimes. You can't trust the internet there. So yeah. Anyways, let me fix this real quick while we get this thing up. Magic was a good attempt at a title. But I'm gonna switch real quick. People join. But
Gotcha.
anyways, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Anyways, let's get right into this thing. So we're gonna be revealing the All Stars for season five. And like I said, I set something up really quick, so it's not gonna be anything too fancy. All Star wise, I had to set this up in the brief couple minutes that I had, probably 4 minutes I had, 5 minutes I had. So bear with us here. But yeah, let's get right into this thing. I also got to pull back up the All Stars so I don't accidentally leak something I shouldn't on here. Let me make sure that this isn't gonna. Okay, we're good. All right. So let's get this thing. So here, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna reveal. We're starting the novice league. So I know all these novices are ready to go to see who's gonna be taking home an all star spot. If you guys are new to Nemesis this season, or you're new to the stream right now, reminder about how all stars work. So all stars are separated by league and by conference in each league. So in the novice league here that we're going to be doing first, we have the Eastern Conference and we have the Western Conference. So the top two voted players that were eligible in the novice league in the Eastern Conference are going to win the first two fan votes. So it'll be fan vote one, fan vote two, and then the third starter will be a management selected player to the All Star team, and then last but not least, the next highest fan vote will be coming in as the reserve player. And keep in mind, there will be an announcement post later with the full voting results. If you did not make it on the All Star, and for whatever reason, two of these players can't make it to the All Star game, which does happen a couple times, the next highest vote getters will play. So even if you don't make it on the All Star, make sure to look for those full voting results. Because you guys still might be able to play, and then you do get that All Star role if you do end up playing. So yeah. Anyways, Psycho Magic, you guys ready to get this thing underway?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, let's get it. I'm gonna go through the Novice League Eastern Conference here. We'll talk about it quick, and then we'll go Novice League Western Conference. So kicking things off in the Eastern Conference, fan vote number one is gonna go to Sage Burner from Frost with 57.1% of the vote. Then fan vote number two is going to go to Louis from Genesis with 34.6% of the vote. And then the management selection coming out of the Novice League Eastern Conference is going to go to Ledux from the Kiwis, 24.8% of the vote. And then last but not least is Ignite, or not Ignite, Isaac, excuse me, from Ignite with 27.1% of the vote there. So that is the Novice League Eastern Conference. Magic, what do you think about that Novice League Eastern Conference right there?
That's looking pretty scary. The Western side better have some crack players because guys like Louis and Sage, there's some well-known players in the novice scene, so that's looking like a scary lineup for sure.
Psycho thoughts on that as well?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna agree with that. Louis being the week 3 and week 4 player of the week, I believe,
Yeah.
for novice. So him and then Sageburner, like like Magic said, he's a old school Nemesis star. So if you've been around, you know Sage Burner is going to put it down in his respective league.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll be watching out for those guys. Let's kick it over to the West now, in the novice league. Starting things off with fan vote number one is going to go to North from the Spitfires, 38.7% of the vote, and then fan vote number two, a close race there. Oinko from Acceleration is going to take on the second fan vote at 37.2%. And then the management selection, excuse me while I fix a typo that I made. Good catch, Austin. Is going to go to Big C Dubs from the Spitfires, another great player, 25.5% of the vote. And then rounding it out on the reserve is going to go to Speed Demon, 1215 from the Pawns, 32.1% of the vote. Congratulations to them, Magic. I'm throwing it back to you again. What do you think about that West now, and how do you think it compares against the East?
I don't know. I got my boy Louis on the other side. The Western side is pretty stacked. The guys they got are some of the biggest names in novice, but I don't know. It's gonna be a tall task to take down the East. I don't know.
Psycho, what are you thinking here?
I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I'm the AGM of aeronautics, and we've got two of the Spitfire boys on the Western Conference, both starters, North and Big C Dubs. These guys have been killing it all season long. They've been playing together almost every single series, so they know each other like the backs of their hands. And then you throw Oinko into the situation, and personally, I don't know much about Oinko, but I know he's got a lot of buzz in the Discord. A lot of people talk him up. So I think that you could have a pretty commanding composition right there.
Yeah, definitely. And apparently, my OBS doesn't like studio mode. I was trying to get set up for the next one, but I should have transitioned. I should have transitioned first. So I may have just leaked the entire prospect
Leaked.
league right there. So you know what? Let's just throw it up there. I already leaked it. Let's throw it back. Let's throw it back up there. Let's try to hide it, but it was too late. This is what happens when you gotta throw a stream together in 5 minutes. So it's
True.
bound to happen. But well, let's go down the list here. You can see them on the screen. But prospect East, we got Jaegers. From Origin, 38.4% taken. Fan vote number one, then Alpha close behind there, 30% from Flurry, and then management selection going to Critter, and then Magic Pepperoni there. He's coming in the reserve slot there. A tie with Alpha, broken by management. Sorry, Magic, you're the reserve, but that's where ties are broken. By the way, I wanted to reference that earlier in regards to ties and in regards to the management selection. We'll talk about that in a second. Then looking over at the Western Conference, I see a combination of the Vipers and the Wyverns with Rogue and Hydra there taking home the two fan votes, and then Kaysen and C Money rounding out that Prospect League West. And something I do want to say in regards to, I didn't mention this in the beginning of the stream, but in regards to management selection, those are players that we feel that are deserving of a management selection that maybe necessarily didn't get the amount of votes that they deserved, in our opinion. So we're looking for another good player that we think deserves to be on the starting roster there. So that's usually how we do management selection. There's a couple of other factors that go into it too, obviously. But yeah, there we go. We got the prospect league up here. Psycho, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about this one here? East and West. How you like it?
Well, first thing I'm thinking of is shout out to Sport for his Prime subscription,
Oh,
8 months.
Yes, sir.
Um, big poggies there, Sport. So I appreciate that. And then as far as the prospect leagues go, I think that it's looking pretty good. Eastern got Jaegers, who everybody knows is just absolutely cracked and a great guy overall. Alpha as well, pretty cracked. Critter, I don't recognize. I think that he's new to the league, but he's another one of those players that I see got a lot of buzz around him. So I kind of expect some big things from him. And then the
We.
Western, yeah, the Western side is, I mean, Rogue and Hydro, both from the Vipers who play together. These dudes know each other like in real life, and they play this game religiously together. They were on the Kiwis last season, and they took Kiwis to the. Did they lose in the grand finals?
Yeah, they lost to
Yeah.
Acceleration
They
finals.
lost in the grand finals, but they made it to the grand finals regardless. And then Kaysen, to throw him in there, I know personally that Kaysen hangs out with Rogan Hydro in their personal Discord, and they play league outside of league. So that Western League All Star team is looking pretty spicy.
Magic, you might have a couple of
Hmm.
biased comments to make here. What do you think, Magic?
I think Psycho's on some weird stuff. I don't know what he sees, but I see Jaegers on one side and I see not Jaegers on the other side. But I'm gonna have to give a stern talking to management. But congratulations to Alpha for sure. And I don't know, Kaysen's probably my MVP vote, so it's gonna be a close one, but that's gonna be a fun match to play in.
Yeah, most definitely. That is going to be a good one. I'm liking what I'm seeing there so far out of these ones. I'm going to make sure not to leak this time as we're going to transition back. I was hoping I could be slick, get the next thing ready before we have to do it, but alas, it was not meant to be. So next up, we are heading to the Challenger League. Let me make sure. Just double checking. I'm not gonna leak this thing real quick. So let's head over to. I'm scared to click this button right here. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, let's head over to the Eastern Conference here of the Challenger League, and let's start things off with fan vote number one is gonna go to DeCase from Warriors there with 30.2% of the vote. And is this? I think I typed the wrong number here on Pygo's. I'll have to double check that number. I think that number's wrong. But Pygo is coming in as a second fan vote from Ascension, allegedly with 28.1%. But I'm pretty sure it's a little bit higher than that. And then the management selection coming out of the Challenger League East is going to go to Hunter from Ascension there, 18.7% of the vote. And then the reserve also from Ascension there, taking three players to the All Star game, is going to go to Teskimo with 20.1% of the vote there. So yeah, Ascension taking three, and Warriors arguably the two best teams in Challenger there. And they're stacking up the field there, Magic.
Yeah, my guys in the Evolution org on the Challenger League Ascension, they're showing out, and so far this is looking like Evolution is the best org. I don't know, we got 5 All-Stars, Austin, but on the other side, oh, we haven't even revealed the other side. I'm not gonna leak it, don't worry. But yeah, the case is absolutely cracked, so that's a scary lineup to play against for sure.
Psycho, what are you thinking? What do you think about that? With a little bit of evolution bias, maybe?
No.
Thinking that looks awfully suspect, and I think that old Magic Pepperoni here just kind of put more fuel on that fire by pointing out that there's five so far. And I
So you gotta vote.
mean, the
You
the
gotta
only
vote.
thing that would be crazier is if Rockerman somehow made it into
Yeah.
the All Star.
Possible. Not possible.
Is it
Well,
possible?
Not
I don't know.
possible. It
I
can't
don't
be
know.
true.
What we're gonna have to see is we're gonna swing it over now to the western side of things. I'm also very scared to click this one, but we're good. So head over to the Western Conference now. Start with the first fan vote from the Hellcats. It's gonna go to Smooth with 31.3% of the vote, and then second fan vote coming from the Bishops is gonna be Cardboard Box with 22.2%, and then the management selection from Venom, a little bit underrated in terms of votes, but he's going to get our vote, is Excel from Venom there at 13.9%. And then last but not least, the reserve coming from the Assassins. We got Sandsbar with 21.5% of the vote. Sands getting his first All-Star selection there. Psycho, there's the West out there. I see the Hellcats, Aeronautics, are getting one there as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised but not surprised. I mean, the Hellcats not having the best run this season, but Smooth, honestly, personally one of my favorite human beings on the planet. Definitely deserving of a All-Star role. The man's absolutely cracked. And then Cardboard Box, who is the season winner from last season or season three. I think season three. I think he came in and won the chip in season three, and he won All Star. Played All Star with him in season three. So another one who definitely deserves it. And then Excel, I think personally, I think Excel is one of those diamonds in the rough. He's in an unfortunate run this season with his team, but I've seen him play, and he's pretty bonkers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely is.
So as much as I want to be biased here, I'm gonna try to put that aside. Cardboard Box is the best name of all of Nemesis, so if you have a problem with that, you can DM me. But that's the best name in Nemesis. They have Sands. Sands is management, so I might have to talk to him, make sure he didn't, throw me throw me aside. But so yeah, Smooth and Excel, as you said, they're very talented players, and that's going to be a very close matchup, I believe, in the Challenger League.
Well, we'll definitely have to see. Reminder about these All Star games. All Star Night is Saturday, starting at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with the GM Showdown, then followed by these All Star games. So make sure you stick around for that. But we're gonna head on. We're gonna head things on. Congrats to those Challenger League All Stars. Why don't we head to the Rival League and let's kick it to the East, Eastern Conference for the Rival League. So pop this thing up. So Eastern Conference Rival League All Stars. Starting off with fan vote number one. It is going to go to Squirrel for the Pineapples. His internet may be down, but his All Star votes are up. As he's gonna get 34.9% of the vote, a high margin there in the Rival League East, followed closely behind by Muffin Mateo. He's the second fan vote from Chiefs with 29.6. And then the management selection on this one is also coming from the Pineapples. It is going to be Valence, who took home 23% of the vote, and then coming in at the reserve, it's your boy Rocker Man, the five time 26.3% of the vote. Don't worry, I will not be playing. So if for one of the reasons one of the people can't make it, next person up will take my spot. I will be out of the town, so I will not be playing again this season. Just to be fair, but yeah. Anyways, thoughts on this Rivalry East.
Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good, Squirrel. Obviously, if you've been watching, you've been keeping up, you know he's been popping off this season. Even though he's new to the rival league, he's been definitely making a name for himself. Muffin Mateo has really been making a name for himself this season as well. He came in to Nemesis in season 2, I believe, in the Prospect League, and he has worked his way up over the seasons and really carved out a space for himself. And same with Valence, somebody who's been around for a while and has just been killing it on the pitch so far this season.
Yeah, and Squirrel, I promise you his Rocket League abilities are much better than his internet was tonight. He's going to be the carrier of that team for sure. His team is having a very good season. Muffin Mateo, same thing going on. They have a good season. Valence, that dude is scary when you give him a lot of room. And being honest, the fact that Rockerman's not gonna be able to play is kind of keeping them down. You know, probably would have been a lock, but I'm not so sure with Rockerman not being able to play.
In the words of Seabiscuit, 58.
Whoa,
Whoa, too
hey,
far.
hey,
Oh.
man. I didn't know
Yeah, okay.
I didn't know we were shooting out here,
Toxic.
man.
Toxic. My bad. My bad.
That's all right. That's all right. No worries. Let's kick it over to the West now. Rival League Western Conference. Let's head up to fan vote number one from the West here with 28% of the vote. It's going to go to the Chipmunk Man from Vortex, taking home that number one fan vote. Formerly on Vortex. A reminder that when the All Star votes come out, that is where you are on your team. So Chipmunk, he's going to be representing the West, even though he is on the Chiefs. A little bit interesting there. Coming in at fan vote number two, we actually, oh, actually, we did not see him earlier. I saw someone. Actually, maybe we did see him earlier. Clubly is coming in at fan vote two
Yeah.
with 23.1 on the Bearcats list down here. That's why I had to think for a second there to make sure he still wasn't on the Bearcats. I swear I recognize him in the last one. So Clubly fan vote two, and then management selection. I witnessed this man's terror firsthand today on stream. The man is an absolute menace. Definitely well deserving, and even before this was the management selection even before that. So even after that, he definitely would have got my vote. It's going to go to Drop from Hydra 11.9, and then rounding out the last spot is going to go to Magma from the Kings in the reserve slot at 23.1% there. So there you have the Rival League Western Conference. Psycho, what are you liking? What are you liking about that?
I'm liking pretty much the whole thing. The Chipmunk man, myth, and legend. My day one for Nemesis, the man who brought me in here, and he's cracked. He's put in the time, he's put in the effort, and he's earned everything that he's deserved everything that he's got because he's earned it. Clubly, like as you pointed out, he did play for the Bearcats, but we just recently traded him as he was looking for something a little bit different. The team just kind of not clicking together. So, you know, we like to give over at Aeronautics, we like to give teammates and our players what they want. If they're not feeling it, we help them get out and find a good home for them. And I think he did find a good home over at Galaxy. But, and as you brought up, Rocker Man dropped. is just showed off for us tonight on stream, and yeah, I think he's gonna have more to show us in this All-Star game.
Yes. Lucky for Drop. Congratulations to him, but lucky for him, Rockerman won't be there to
Yeah.
take his revenge because
Mm.
he probably clapped some cheeks. But Chipmunk, the real one, that's my boy, and very deserving of the highest fan vote in the West. Clubly, we saw him earlier, I believe, for Galaxy. They fell just short, but he played very well. And Magma, the GOAT, rounding out that lineup. That's a scary lineup, but I don't know. I got Squirrel on the other side, so I don't know.
I do have inside information that Squirrel might not be able to attend. So
Ooh,
if I'm not able
ooh,
to attend, and Squirrel's not able to attend, we might be dropping in
ooh.
that fourth spot, which you guys have to stick around for the announcement later to see spots 4 through whatever. So stick around. Like I said, you could be getting a spot even if you aren't one of these 4 people. So stick around, pay attention for that. But we gotta head one final time to the Titan League now. Who everyone's they've been on a bye week this week, so they've had a lot of time to relax, get ready with a little bit of a shorter season. And we got to reel some all stars there. So let's start it off in the Eastern Conference as we do with fan vote number 1. And over half of the vote in the Titan League East is going to Luca from Pinnacle, a back-to-back MVP. He's taken home fan vote number 1, followed closely behind by his teammate on Pinnacle with Caden with 45.7. The Pinnacle roster, very scary so far this season, undefeated up to this point, heading into that All-Star break. And then management selection, also taking a high percentage of the vote at 39.7%, is going to be Brandon from the Lions. And then closing out the reserve spot, we've got Cookin' Bagels himself from the Reapers with 28.5. Magic. Yeah, there you go. You got the Titan League East.
Um, I mean, if nobody can beat Pinnacle, I don't think whatever the Titan League West has to offer can take them down. So it's gonna have to be some really good players because they round out their lineup with Brandon and Bagels. That's a scary lineup right there, and I don't know. West better have some really good players. That's gonna be a tall task to take them down.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that sentiment there. Pinnacle, got to give credit where credit's due. They have been just dominating this season in the Titan League. And anybody that's seen Luca play just knows that he's a real one, and he comes to win, and that's typically what he does is win. Personally, I had the pleasure of playing with Caden, thanks to old Magic Pepperoni here, invited me to some private matches, and I got to see the I don't know what you would call Caden. An interesting person, and also equally cracked at this game. He's one of those people that when he's playing, you just stop and you just watch him, and you got to pick up your jaw off the floor. And then to round off that starting lineup is Brandon. And one thing that I'd like to say about Brandon, not only is he cracked, obviously everybody knows, but he's easily the most humble Titan player in Nemesis. Just a completely down to earth guy, will talk to anybody like he's not better than anybody. It is what it is, and somebody who doesn't like to troll, wholesome. So the Eastern League's looking pretty cute.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. And let's take a look at how the West is going to compare and see if they've got some competition for the East. I think they might here. Let's kick things off with fan vote number 1 coming from Diversion here. With 28% of the vote, it's going to go to Zerf for the first fan vote, followed behind the second fan vote by Dylan from Gravity at 26.7% of the vote. And then the management selection coming through here from the Godfathers. A little bit slept on here in terms of voting, but it's going to go to Yokes from the Godfathers. They're 16.7%. And then last but not least, the reserve slot is coming to Bubs from Benganza with 24% of the vote. Magic, there is the West.
You can see Bubs in the chat. He does not want to go up against that East roster, but I think at the same time he's happy to be the sub, so he gets his All-Star tag, but doesn't have to experience firsthand the firepower from the East. But at the same time, those are 3 very well-known players. Those are some of the biggest names in Titan. And as much as I want to rat on them and say Pinnacle's too good and from the East, I think they have a very good shot, and that could go either way. So that's a really good lineup.
Psycho, what do you think? What do you think about this one here in the West and how it compares?
So I gotta be a little bit honest with you here. I'm not really familiar with Zerf, Dylan, and Yokes. The only thing that I'm pretty sure about, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that all three of them have been in the league for a while.
Yes,
Yes.
that is
So
true.
the only thing that I can assume based on that, they've been in Titan League pretty much the whole time. They gotta be good. They're all on teams. They gotta be good. Unfortunately, that's about all I can give you because I'm a novice and a boomer.
Yeah, that's all right, Psycho. I respect that. I can give a little more insight. Yeah, all three of those guys, Zerf, Dylan, and Yokes, and Bubs too. Actually, all of them have grand finals experience. A couple of them in the Titan League, with Yokes and Dylan there. Yokes being a season 3 champion with Pinnacle, and then Dylan, runner up last season with Gravity, against Reapers there, and then yeah, Zerf, and Bubs went head to head in the rival league last season. Zerf on Hydra, Bubs. On that Vortex squad, so they definitely have some experience. But will the experience pay off against that stacked Titan League East? That's to be determined. We'll have to find out. But yeah, anyways, that is it for the All Star teams tonight. We post an announcement out in a little bit, hopefully, with all the teams and all the percentages. Hopefully, I have them correct on there. I'll have to double check. And then you guys will be able to see the full voting results. Like I said, keep in mind, All-Star game this Saturday. You guys don't want to miss it. Make sure you guys are following the channel. That will be a lot of fun to watch for sure. Getting the stars under the lights of Saturday Night Rocket League, always exciting. That whole thing gets going at 5:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. We have the GM showdown, and I know a lot of the GMs are excited about that. A lot of them reacted that they're going to be there. Actually, surprisingly, a lot of them reacted. Usually, you have a couple that don't make it, so GM showdown could be pretty packed out there at 5:30 Eastern, followed closely behind by the All Star games. Tentative times for that: the novice start at 6 p.m. Eastern, prospect 6:45, challenger 7:30, rival 8:15, and then Titan at 9. Those are tentative times. Subject to change for All Star night, but it should be a crazy night. Got a lot of matches, a lot of stars coming to the pitch. But yeah, any final remarks from here? Remarks here from you guys here, Magic, Psycho.
I'm excited. I'm not even sure I'm gonna be able to get off of work to be able to play, but I really hope I can because it's gonna be a lot of fun. Some really deserving players in every single league, and yeah, as he said, make sure you're keeping a very close eye on the news and all the notifications because you don't want to be that guy that has to sub up and you miss your chance. So pay very close attention to that, and yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I just want to give another shout out to all the supporters out in the chat, everybody who dropped a subscription during this stream, and everybody who supports us, and anybody in the chat that's not quite familiar, join up in our Discord. We got plenty of room. Put in your player registration form and get in the free agency pool. And the rosters aren't locked yet, so there's still a chance that you could get on a team, maybe even have a playoff run. Who knows? So get over here and get going.
Yeah, for sure. Couldn't agree more with Psycho there on that one. Thank you guys a lot for the support, and thanks for just bearing with us through some technical difficulties and this ramshackle 5-minute setup of the All Star voting for this season. I pressed it quick. I wasn't expecting to be doing this, but hey, we persevere, we improvise, adapt, overcome, and yeah, All Star night Saturday night. You guys don't want to miss it. We'll catch you guys. Then.
Peace.
Don't you wanna feel good, good, good? Sometimes I wish that we could go back before you got hurt, hurt, hurt. When before I was scared, now I'm feeling prepared. Don't you wanna feel good? Don't you wanna feel good, good, good?
When you say you were leaving, I thought that you meant it. I played the victim, you start as indifferent. Hindsight comes standard with rose-colored lenses. Hate to admit it, you're better off. Now you're too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start it.
Maybe feelings change, I could be never. All the reasons why we've been separate ways. Feeling all alone in your company. Keeping you captive with guilty chains.
We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again.
Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego.